Hello, my name is Alicyn and I work part-time at the Allen County Public Library. Unfortunately, I'm going to be leaving in a few days to pursue my next steps after college, after graduation, but I'm very excited to be leaving on a high note, pun intended. Something you may not know about me is that I play the violin, and a question that I get asked pretty often is, what's the difference between a fiddle and a violin? Well, the answer is pretty simple. It just has to do with the style of music that you play. The instrument is the same. So today I'm going to be playing a fiddle because I'll be playing old-time music, then a little bluegrass, and a little Celtic for you. It would be a violin if I were playing Mozart, but I'm not playing Mozart today. So first of all, I just want to give you a little background on some of the music that I'm going to be playing. Old-time music, it originates from Appalachia. The first people of Appalachia were mostly immigrants that came over from countries like Scotland and England and Germany. They brought their songs and their musical traditions with them, and then when they settled in the mountains, they developed their own unique culture in isolation there. And their musical traditions developed into what is known as old-time music today. So these songs were handed down by word of mouth. They've been subject to lots of changes and variations over time because most musicians learned them just by listening. It's called playing by ear. So instead of these songs being written down as sheet music, they were learned just by people listening and just kind of picking it up over time, memorizing it as they heard it, and then playing it their own unique way, but still with that recognizable melody from how they learned it. So that's how I've learned a lot of these songs, just picking them up by ear. That's kind of the traditional way to learn old-time music. So I'm going to start with one of my favorite old-time songs that is called Red-Haired Boy. And the unique thing about this tune is that it actually has remained pretty close to its original melody. It hasn't changed that much. So that's kind of unique in old-time music, and it's a really fun song. Listen for how it's structured. A lot of old-time pieces have an A part, B part structure. So Red-Haired Boy has 2 A parts and 2 B parts, and that makes up the whole song, and then you can just repeat it as many times as you want. So I hope you enjoy. This is Red-Haired Boy. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was Red-Haired Boy. And I just want to remind you, I'm sure a lot of you all might be listening from home, so I'd encourage you to tap your foot, clap along, dance if you want to. Just enjoy the music. I hope that you do. So my next song that I want to play for you all is called Sandy Boys. Fun fact, I actually learned this one off of YouTube. playing by ear again. And I'm going to switch violins because it is played in a different tuning. The strings on a violin or fiddle are usually tuned to G, D, A, E, going from lowest to highest. But some songs are tuned differently so that it sort of adds a different sound quality, or it allows you to kind of drone some of the strings as you play. So for this song, the strings are tuned to G, D, and then G, D, but in a higher octave. And it creates this really cool sound quality. You'll kind of hear the difference when I start to play. And yeah, without further ado, I hope you enjoy Sandy Boys. It's another really fun old-time tune. Hope you liked that one. It's one of my favorites. Alright, so I'm going to switch back to my regularly tuned violin. And in the spirit of all things literary, I can't play the fiddle without mentioning Pa Ingalls. So some of you may have read the Little House on the Prairie books growing up, or you may be reading them to your kids now. They're a really great series about pioneer life through the eyes of a young girl. So we have them all available on through our online catalog, so you can access those by downloading either of the free apps, Libby or Overdrive. All you have to do is select the Allen County Public Library of Kentucky and log in with your library card information, and you can borrow or place holds on any of those books, just like you would coming in at the library. So if you have read them, you may remember that Pa Ingalls, Laura's father, he played the fiddle. And there are a lot of tunes that are mentioned throughout the books that are old-time fiddle tunes that I learned growing up, or that I was familiar hearing other people play or refer to. So I want to play a couple of those. One is just a little fun one. If you've read Little House in the Big Woods, the first book, you may remember that Pa played Pop Goes the Weasel for Laura and Mary, and he would make them watch to see if they could see the weasel go pop on the strings. So I'm going to play it kind of like he would, so keep an eye and see if you can spot that weasel. So that was just for fun. The next one I want to play was another one that he played a lot. It was called Oh Susanna. You're probably familiar with it. section about Little House on the Prairie and Pa Ingalls. My next couple of tunes are actually Celtic fiddle tunes. This is one of my favorite styles to play because it's so much fun, so much unique music. And I'm going to play a couple of tunes for you. One is called Morrison's Jig, and the second one is called Carrie Fling. I'm going to play these two songs as a medley, which is when songs are played back to back as one continuous song, even though they're technically different pieces. So people will find songs that are in the same key or that have a similar sound, and they'll just play them back to back. It's what a lot of Celtic fiddle players do. So I hope you enjoy these two. They're called, again, Morrison's Jig and Carrie Fling. Alright, I hope you enjoyed those two. I'm going to be closing out soon, and can't end without a song about Kentucky. So my last song is called the Kentucky Waltz. You're probably familiar with it. It was written by Bill Monroe, and he was known as the father of bluegrass. So bluegrass is a style that originated from the old-time tradition style that we talked about earlier. So it's a waltz is in a 1, 2, 3 sort of beat to make it very danceable. So if you want to dance, go for it. I'm gonna end with Kentucky Waltz to honor Kentucky libraries everywhere. So here's the Kentucky Waltz. right. I hope you all enjoyed our time. I hope you enjoyed the music. I hope you're safe and healthy. Take care.